Hello there, YouTube. This is Dr. Mama Chanda. And as I promised, I'm here today to speak to you about the habit of depression. So, this is a term that I know you haven't heard before because, to the best of my knowledge, I came up with the idea. um, as you know, I'm a psychologist and I've been dealing with some really depressed people recently. Um, I mean, so depressed that when I do the scales for depression, they are at the 99.9 percentile of depression. And some of them have been getting therapy for a long time and they're still super depressed. And it came to me that after a while, there becomes a habit of depression. So what does that look like? The habit of depression is, okay, so you've been depressed, going through whatever that you've been going through. You've been taking medication, you've been in therapy, you've been getting the tools that you need to learn how to function being depressed, and you've got those skills down. But for some reason, you still don't have the energy to keep doing things. You know, you still have a hard time with that day-to-day stuff. And that is what I call the habit of depression. It's the I'm not depressed, but my body's in the habit of being depressed, and so it doesn't know how to not be depressed anymore. You know, the somebody says something to you, and all of a sudden, it triggers something, and you start feeling kind of weird inside, and not really depressed, just not right. Do you know what I mean? Um, as I was saying to you in the last video, I also recognized in myself that I've gone through this. So there was a period that I was depressed. I learned to love myself. That really got rid of the depression. But the habits that I prefer to be in my house, I prefer to be in my bed. Do you know that I think my bed is the most comfortable place in the world? I do. And I love to be able to come home and close the door and be in my bedroom. But that's a habit. It's a habit to be alone. It's a habit to be stuck in the room, and it's hard to continue to start something new, to do something new, to get new habits if you are so stuck in the old habits. Do you know what I'm saying? So, one little piece of information I'd like to share with you. It takes approximately 21 days to create a habit. So if you recognize that you've got a habit that you don't like, what you don't do is try to fight against the habit. What you need to do is try to create a new habit. So let's take an example that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Imagine the person who is an alcoholic, right? And you've heard this 1,000 times. So the person is trying to stop drinking, and what do? They start smoking, or they start eating. One habit replaced the other habit. Now, for those people, we try to get them to do something that is more of a beneficial habit, and it's the same thing I'm saying here. I don't want you to go from the habit of being depressed to eating to make yourself feel better and then develop health issues because you're trying to self-medicate, you know? I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is creating the habits of doing things that are for you. So for me, one of those habits that I did was getting my nails done. So I've got nice, pretty, shiny nails, and I keep nice, pretty, shiny nails as long as, as often as I can. When these get done, I redo them. Another thing I do for myself is I buy myself some things that are pretty and things to look at. So for my birthday, I think this is what I bought for my birthday this year. I bought another ring for my birthday last year. I bought these for Christmas for myself because I have to show myself that I love myself. I have to see it. For me, that's what I do. And it might work for you too. The things that you have to do to break the habit, create new habits for yourself. So I like to sing. So one of the things that I did is I joined the choir. And now I get to sing. And that makes me feel really good. You know, um, what do you do? If you can share below and tell me the kinds of things that you do to make yourself feel better and the kinds of things that you can do to break the habit of depression, I think that I would, and the rest of the followers on YouTube would love to hear that. Thank you for sharing. Love speaking to you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.